Hi, my name's Santino. I'm going to do a knee trigger. So I got my rec. It says it's a young male, right knee. So what I'm going to do first is go to my console. I have it set up right now as a table bucky. We always do the knees in the table bucky. Right now I have a 60 kV at 2 mass for a little guy. So first thing to do is grab my IR. We're using a 10 by 12. Place it in here. I have it lengthwise. Now I'm going to detent my tube to the table, which is about right there. I have this raised at 40, so when the table comes up and he gets in there, we have the correct SID. Next is, well, I'm going to see what the size of the patient before I angle the tube. There will be angle, so let me go grab it. So, Carter, sorry, come right in. Shut the door here. So, Carter, what's your last name? Rosenbaum. And your date of birth? March 6, 2005. Alrighty. Well, which knee is hurting? Your right knee? Okay. What happened? Playing soccer? Okay. Have you ever heard it before like that? No. And where does it hurt? Is it everywhere? All right. So if he was female of age, I would ask if he was pregnant, but it's a little one. Go ahead and take a seat. You're going to lay down your back. So another thing is, because he's wearing shorts, I don't need him to change. We can just roll up the short leg a little bit. And this here. So what we'll do is just roll this up a tad bit. Have the shields. They always say shield to go there. So let's place that right there. I'm going to raise the table a bit. And go as high as it can. According to my tube here, it says that we're at 40 degrees. So now I realize he is smaller. So what you do is you measure the as is to the tabletop to tell you where to angle your tube to open up the joint space. Because he is smaller, you angle it 3 to 5 cottage. If it was, that's basically under 18 inches. If it was over 24, you want to go cephalic. If it's 18 to 24, you're basically going to keep your central ray perpendicular. So now because of that, I have to move my tube. I think I want it out of the tent there. Just make sure. Got that again. Okay. So now I want to find the patella and go about a ½ inch below is where, below the apex is where the central ray is going, which is about right here. Okay. I'm gonna column it in. We're gonna make sure the leg is not rotated. You can do that by rolling the entire leg until you have a clear view. The patella is straight up. So let's see, my right marker, place it here, not on the patient. I'm going to tell him hold still. So I'm going to go back here. We're already set up for 60 at 2. I'll check the X numbers afterwards, see if I have to lower it or not. So I would say hold still, Carter, take your breath, hold your breath, X-ray, go and breathe. All right. Then I would go run this on the AP. Okay, so now we're going to do the medial oblique. Because he's in the same position, supine, I'm going to keep this still lengthwise with the table. Tube angle is going to stay the same. We're going to log roll his leg medially. So it's going to go 45 degrees, and we want the lower and the upper leg to stay on the same plane, I guess. So if that looks like it's about 45 degrees, I'm going to move the table so the central rate is going to be exactly the same. I might have to move him just a bit because I moved his leg. But again, you're going to find the patella, go about a ½ inch below, and hit that joint space. And how you doing? Still doing okay? Yeah? All right. So, want to make sure the foot is not, it's everything is the same here. So we're going to go just like that. Might have to move my marker, but again, on the table, not touching the patient. So we're going to go back here. I would, again, check my S numbers, might need to lower it or raise it, but right now we're going to keep it at 60 at 2. Here for an adult, we could probably go 60 at 3 to a 4, depending on the size, maybe even up to 70. So I would say, all right, hold still, hold your breath. I'd go X-ray, go ahead and breathe. That out and run my IR. Okay, we did the oblique. Now we're going to do the lateral. So lateral, again, place my IR still lengthwise with the table. This time we have to adjust the angle. So it's always going to be 3 to 5 now cephalic for doing a lateral. So I'm going to set that up first. About right there for cephalic. Now I'm going to set up to match my IR. Alright, so what we're going to do now is, if you can roll on your side, so you want this on the bottom, so roll towards me. Okay, so now you can have the patient either take this leg, have it behind or front, so whichever one you feel more comfortable. You okay like that? Alright. So, what we have to do is we have to flex the knee a bit. Go that back. We will roll a little more towards your hip. Alright. This one's get that knee out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna flex it to about 30 degrees flexion here. The central ray is gonna enter about a little distal past the medial epicondyle. Always shield your patients. Put my right marker down, I'll collimate in a bit. Again, just about the joint spaces. Now what you want to do is make sure the patellas and the condyles are perpendicular with the IR. To do that, you might need a sponge or something for the other leg to rest on. But what I like to do is make sure the hips kind of rotated enough. Sometimes you might need to put a sponge on the back leg. I've seen techs do this. Just enough to lift the back part of the foot right there. So again, make sure we're perpendicular. Once you're set up, again, we can go back to the console here. This one, you can bump it up. Let's say it was a high S number. So we'll say 60 at 2.5. I would go, okay, go ahead and hold still, hold your breath, X-ray, and breathe. And just go ahead and run those. So now we're going to do what they call the Baclara method, which is an AP axial. So the patient already is in a good position. I switched to a smaller IR because it's smaller anatomy. So now we're using a 8x10. This one is going to go tabletop. So you don't want this OID as much, so we have to build it up a little bit. I got some linen over here. You can use a sponge or what I'm going to do. So I'm going to raise this as much as I can. again, what we want is the femur to be about a 60-degree raise, so I'm going to lower it just a bit. Put one more under here. Let's see, actually, no, do this a little bit. Right there. Just move that leg, and you're doing okay. So this might be hard for the patient to lift their knee, especially if it's in pain. So you just keep constant, just talk with them, make sure they're okay. The tricky thing about this one is you have to angle your tube. Now the angle can vary. There's no exact. So what I was taught to do is first try to get the tube perpendicular with the lower leg here. Angle the tube, take a step back, make sure we're okay. And then I'll back it up. You want the central ray to go again about a half an inch below the apex of the patella, just like the other techniques. And then raise it back your 40 inches for your SID. Collimate in a bit. Make sure your patient is shielded. On, it should go directly onto the IR if you have your ankles set up correctly. I'm going to say hold still. I'm going to walk to the console. We might need to change our setup because we're now on tabletop. We're not using a bucky anymore. But again, it all depends on the S numbers you're receiving from the other things. For this one, I'm going to go 60 down to 2 again. I'm going to say, go ahead and hold still, take a breath, shoot x-ray, go ahead and breathe. It's again, assuring the patient, doing okay? Yeah, alrighty. So hold still, I'll go run this, I'll be right back. Okay, so now for our last image. What we're going to do is what's called a Sedigath method. It is use some fun tube angles here. So, yay. So again, always reassure your patient, doing okay, how you doing? All right. So this one, we kind of prep him a little bit. He is down. You want to get him towards the end of the table. I'm going to move the table up just a bit. And what I'm going to say is, that's you. What I'm going to do is slide him down a little more.
That's what you were going to say?
Going to say, yeah. So go ahead and lift your knee up. Go ahead and bend your knee up. Alright. And what we want to do is also still have the central ray is going to skim what they call tangential projection. And we're going to just get the patella. So it's going to come out the same plane. Now to do this, I have to lower the tube. Raise it a bit. Get a base start here. And a trick they've told us is look at the wall to see. You probably should lower the lights, but you can see right here his knee. Alrighty. So, see, hold still. We'll line up our fingers here, which we're actually pretty good, because then again, on the wall, when it's skimming through, if your finger's on the outside of the patella, they should be parallel. Again, always making sure that is fine. What we can do is switch back down to an 8x10. You can hold that right there. We put marker down here. Right marker, right knee. Again, the central ray is up, like I said, that patella femoral joint space. Collimate in just a bit because we only want that part. And I would tell again, have with the patient's assistance, they're holding the IR, we're all set. I would go shoot it.
Yeah, shoot
All right, so what we're gonna do is, again, we're back to non-grid. So we are at tabletop. Again, all depending, since I have a smaller patient, on your S numbers, too high, too low. You want to get that lower extremity range, which is 75 to 200. We can, the book says about 70 to 4. So let's just do what the book says at this point. I probably wouldn't do this at all for him. I'm just changing it up at the moment. So I would say hold still. We go X-ray and relax. That is the last of our 5 images. The reader, all the images were done. I labeled them for what they were, and we're gonna over here. So we checked everything. All our images. The doctor will be getting shortly. We'll lower the table. Grab your shoes. This place can be pretty dirty. You don't want to walk around with those shoes. Go ahead and put them on. You're all set. And I will walk my patient to the window.
Okay, now I'm going to go over the evaluations of the images I took. So first here I have up is AP of a knee. What I'm going to do is name out some of the anatomy and some of the criteria for each image. So first we'll start AP of the knee. We have the femur, tibia, fibula, and the patella. It's this circle, I'm not sure you can see it, but the patella is right here. It is centered over the femur, which shows that we don't have any rotation. Next key thing is you want to look at the femoral tibial joint space and see if it's open. If it's open, you know you correctly angled your tube. Basically how to correctly angle a tube is you want to measure the as-is to the IR on the patient. So if you have a image, or if the space is over 24 centimeters, you want to angle your tube cephalic about 5 to 7. If it's under 18 centimeters, you want to angle it cotted about, again, 5 to 7. And if it's in between that, 19 to 24, you're going to go straight on. It's going to be horizontal, perpendicular with the plate. Now, another thing is you're going to see the head of the fibula is going to be slightly superimposed with the tibia. So next, I'm going to move to the lateral. Lateral, you're looking for 2 key things. Right here, the femur and the patella. You want to see if that space right here, the patellofemoral joint space, is open. And you want to see the 2 condyles here, the medial femoral and the lateral femoral condyles are superimposed. If they are, you know, again, your tube is angled correctly. Now the head of the fibula is going to be a little more superimposed. So I'm going to go to one of the specialty views, which is the intercondyle fossa, where it's looking for, that's this space. The one specifically I did was the Claire, which has the patient laying supine with their knee kind of flexed about a 30-degree angle. The IR is underneath the knee. You want to match the tube angle with the lower leg. So the angle kind of varies there, but you're also aiming for underneath the patella, the CR that is, underneath the apex of the patella. If you do get it correct, you have this open space right here, which is the tunnel view or the intercondylar fossa. Also, this image is good to look at the intercondylar eminence, and then you can see the plateaus, the tibial plateaus, the lateral and the medial. It opens that. Oops. Last, we have the sunrise, or the setagast, is what we shot. Here, again, you want to see, this is the femur, this is the patella. The patella is floating above the femur. You're aiming for this space, the patellofemoral joint space. You want to see no superimposition of those two. You're aiming your CR directly between that. And again, your to get that, your tube angle will vary depending on how much flexion the knee is. And you're looking for that key open space. So that's my evaluation.